What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Front Office Football 9 video. Snack here with our New Orleans Saints playthrough series. Yeah, getting a look at our last few years here. It looks like, we took a little bit of a dip from last year, but that's mostly because we didn't win a Super Bowl. We made it to the conference final again. We were the fifth seed. And really what it came down to is once we got into the playoffs, we got really battered by injuries. But I'm not making excuses here. We won the first couple of rounds with those injuries, so we just couldn't close out and get back to the Super Bowl for a second year in a row. But we're gonna spend part of this most of this video shaping up our roster to do so. First things first, though, I have been thinking off camera, off mic, I should say. I'm not on camera, but I've been thinking about this stadium plan. We've failed a couple of times on the vote, and I think for a few different reasons, I'm actually going to attempt to relocate the franchise. As much as it hurts me, I know I haven't been to New Orleans, but I know it's a great city. But we have a few things that have lined up for us as far as relocation goes. Number one is that we do need a new stadium. The condition of the Superdome is lacking. A couple of other things that are going to allow us to move is our brand value. We are top 6 in brand value with a fan base of less than 5 million. All the other teams have over 10 million in this top 5 or top 6 range. So that's going to give us the power to win a vote somewhere else. And I also think whatever city is going to be welcoming us is going to overwhelmingly vote to approve the stadium build and everything that we have going, and we'll be able to get a good public contribution from that. So I think financially it's the right move, because we'll also most likely be moving to a bigger market. It's come down to a couple cities for me, but I think where I've really chosen to do this is St. Louis. I mean, number one, you can see it's one of, I think is that a top 10 population? Top 15 at least. And right now their favorite team is the Detroit Lions. So the fans in St. Louis, Missouri are supporting a team that is like 200 miles away from them. So that just tells me that this market is pretty tappable. We do have the closest teams to us are seemingly like, look, where is Nashville? Sorry, I'm terrible at geography, but Nashville's down here, right? So we have Tennessee's within distance, Kansas City is within distance, so that makes it a little bit difficult. But and then Chicago is occupying much of this area up here. But seemingly, I think like Iowa in there too. I think this should be close enough to New Orleans and some of the markets that we've already won over, where that we should maybe still be able to keep most of these markets and then stretch our way up into this Midwest region. And not just that, but our biggest market right now is Memphis, Tennessee, which could be another spot that would be worth moving to. But New Orleans is our second biggest one. So, I mean, really, like, I think we'll be able to at least keep this Memphis market, and then we get we should be getting the St. Louis market, which is like 2 times the size of this. So no matter what, this should be increasing our fan base. So it feels like the right move and something that we're gonna have to do, because if this team starts performing poorly at any point, we're not going to hold the same brand value because it's just not a strong market. And especially if we can't get a new stadium built. So we're going to go Missouri. We're going to go St. Louis. And we're going to go right to St. Louis. The best part about this is that I'm going to keep this name. We're going to be the St. Louis Saints. We'll go with the classic STL abbreviation that the Rams had, but we want to give St. Louis a team back here, and the St. Louis Saints are marching in. We are going to go with I'm going to try for the dome grass build here. 85,000 in there. And let's shoot for 150 boxes. Team contribution, I think we went with like 15 or so. With New Orleans, let's go with 1 billion. Let's make it 1,250,000,000. So the public has less than 1.5 to contribute here. All right, the St. Louis Saints, we're submitting this plan. So we immediately lost a decent amount of support to build a new stadium in New Orleans. I'm not sure when we find out about this, the move, but oh my gosh, Buffalo's moving. Buffalo got their vote to move to Portland. The Portland Bills? Is that what it's going to be? Wow, 57K seat stadium. That's nuts. Wow. All right, cool. Well, let's get a move on here. And we will still the same one. Tickets. We sold 100 last year. Yeah, I'm hoping we'll be able to, with a bump to 150, we'll be able to get closer to 150 once we're in the new stadium. Okay. And now we're looking to retain our staff. We have Dennis Allen. Actually, it looks like some of his attributes are maybe falling, like his play calling, motivation, young players, unless those were already pretty low. Lucas Luttrell is doing well here. Kent Garcia, our guy. His attributes look like they're actually improving. He's like very good across the board. I'm nervous we're gonna lose him at some point. Would actually kind of like to make him our head coach. We got 2 years left on our Dennis Allen contract and 2 years left on our Ken Garcia contract. Maybe that's a shift we make depending how these next 2 years go. Roberto Kempf offensive line guy. Perfect. And then Zach looks like he's still a strong head trainer. Not gonna hire a new head coach. Looks like Luttrell is staying with us. Looks like Garcia is staying with us. And I would like to bring back Roberto Kempf as well. And then Zach Singleton, it looks like we're going to keep the same staff. They're not going to pick us off. I am a little bit concerned. Why are they not? Why are other teams not trying to poach what we have going on here? That's the interesting part to me. Franchise player deadline. We're going to want to sign Stevenson to a long-term deal. Cosme. He is now 33 years old, 12 years in the league. I don't think we signed that. Even though it's just 1 year, we don't really have the money for it. And I don't think we have the money for any of these, really. I think we want to sign Pablo Duran to a long-term deal. And then the rest are whatever. But yeah, like, we want to lock up Stevenson. I think we want to let Cosme walk. And we want to lock up Duran and let Adonai Mitchell walk. So yeah, I'm going to say no to the franchise tag this year, and we'll see how that pans out. All right, getting right into it. Yeah, like Daniel Stevenson, we're going to want to re-sign here. Yep, just give him all the money. Number 2 is Alan Rogers. Oh, this was our undrafted DN that we came across, and he only wants 3 or 4 million. That's legit. Does he not know how good he is? I'll re-sign him. What a deal. Raul Chavez, baby. That was a great move to attain him via trade. Next couple, Cosme, we're gonna let him walk. Pablo Duran, he had a pretty dang good year for us. Catching 38 passes for 364 and 5 touchdowns in 8 starts, 9 games. Yeah, like he had a pretty solid year. He's well liked. He's a mentor, and he's pretty cheap. Yeah, I would like to re-sign our boy here, Pablo. A punter here. It's pretty good. That won't take much. What's Cosme asking for? Oh, only 12 mil for 1 year? We'll be in the negative, but that's like way... I'm glad we didn't give him the franchise tag, because we'll get way less for him. For 1 year? Is it worth it? We'll see. Adonai Mitchell, what is he asking for? About 5 million. Well, it might be worth it to keep him around. Garrison Miller. I mean, he's really good. I think, yeah, a few million to throw at him, I think wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. All right, and now let's go and look at this position by position. Can we bring Dalton Mack back? Yep. Be too costly. We need a backup quarterback for sure. Hugh Sherian, we can let him walk. Don Rodriguez, second round rookie. He is looking pretty gross, but. And then Kendre Miller, still idolized, captain, mentor to the running backs. We gotta. Although I don't love his price tag, I think he's a keep right now. Tight end, we are pretty set, but Mo Thomas. All right, we're working into negative cap here, and we have 57 players on the roster, but how many are signed? 48. Okay. I think now we need to be looking at like who would be our biggest releases. So Edward Holiday. Yeah, I mean that's a pretty easy one. We saved 4 mil by getting rid of him. And look at what he wants to re-sign for. Is he crazy? Edward Holiday. Let's see. Maybe our. Nope, our evaluation is spot on with him. I think we have to let him go. Yep. So that gives us another few mil here. So we got Adonai Mitchell, we got Kosmi, we got Bubba Sanford. It's gonna cost some mills to keep around. We might just let Bubba walk and then maybe go for a comp pick with him, because I don't know that we can be paying that much for a backup tackle, but maybe we can. I don't know. Maybe it's worth it. We're already paying some guards that type of money. So 4th round guard, Shannon Plaza. Let's keep looking here. Winfred Jones. DNs kind of go crazy right now. We have 3D tackles on pretty good cost. What's this? Few mil over 3 years. Or what's Jimmy Carney? Couple mil. Yeah, we'll do that instead. A little bit cheaper. He's still got potential to be just about as good, and he's our, 4th D tackle, so we can let Allen walk. He's a 5th rounder from the Bills. Let's think here. What else are we looking at? How much does Ken Locker want here? A few mil. I don't think it's worth it. Julian Buckland. It costs just about nothing, but I mean, he's a 29. We could probably get an undrafted free agent for a little bit better than that, so we'll tap into that. Okay, so I think that's pretty good, but like Adonai Mitchell's going to cost 5 mil, and Kosmi just wants a 1-year, 12 mil contract. Now, he might just completely, his value, like his overall might completely sink once we get into the season. So it might be a crappy contract to give out. And we're already, spending about 12 mil on our guards right now, collectively. And maybe it's time for Stan Scruggs to step up here and be somebody. He's like just about as good as Kosmi. It might be the time to make that move and just let Kosmi walk, which I think is the case, because we're gonna have to really like move some mountains to keep him on this roster, even though it's just, you know, a 10 mil or a 12 mil contract for 1 year. I'd rather keep Adonai Mitchell if possible. It would only cost us 5 mil right now. We are looking at 4 mil right now in space. Some other things that we got to consider here too, like tight end. Yeah, we can bring Mo Thomas back for cheap. Let's get everything else figured out here real quick. So Bubba Sanford, I think we let walk. Guardiola, we let walk. Locker, we let walk. Buckland, we let walk. So yeah, it's really, and Kosmi, we're walking. So it's really just comes down to Adonai Mitchell is the final player I want to re-sign. We need a couple more mil here. Where can we find it? Is the question. Well, Kendrick Miller. How long is Kendrick Miller going to be on this team? I mean, it's worth it. He's worth it. He's just a symbol. He's a symbol at this point. Yeah, I want to keep Shannon Plaza because we have the ability to, and Postme's out the door, so we're locked in with these four right now. I don't really have any guys to move from offensive line. Defensive line. So Winford Jones is going to be back next year. But he's also going to be a free agent. But I don't know if we can necessarily, like... let's see. Let's just see. No interest in Winford Jones. Some interest in Allen Rodgers. Okay. But yeah, it's kind of tough to trade either of them right now. I want to see also Rodrigo Taylor is a free agent after this year. He was a 7th rounder. If we don't want to pay him, we could possibly... How many defensive linemen have we flipped over the last couple seasons? It's kind of unreal when you think about it. Indy wants him. This guy's our 4th D end right now. And we could pick up a 2nd rounder and a 5th rounder if we give up a 3rd. Or let's see what Cincinnati would offer just for bleeps and gigs. We can get a 1st rounder in 2034 if we give up a 2nd in 2033. So we go 3rd to a 2nd or 2nd to a 1st. I kind of like the Cincinnati offer better. This one we just get a 5th and a 2nd back. Oh, wow. The Jags offer is kind of the best right now, honestly. We don't have to give up any picks. And then Kansas City wants what? A 4th for a 2nd and a 5th. I'm going to go with Jacksonville on this one, actually. We don't have to give up anything but the player and get a 5th this year and a 2nd in 2 years. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And that clears up some space. Cap report. So we now have 3 mil in space right now. And where else are we? Kobe Barr. Looks like Roland DeStefano. Did we just draft him last year? Yeah, he was a second round pick last year. And he seems to have panned out into our starting strong side. Jacoby Barr is up for a new contract, and we could save 3 mil by ditching him. Let's see what we can get for Jacoby, if we can get anything for Jacoby. Nope, no interest in him. Okay. All right, the other ones we have here, Nick Saldiveri. Ooh. He would be up for a new contract next year, and he would be 32, looking for about 10 mil a season. And this guy is a great run blocker. But it might be the right time to move on from Nick. Oh, can we? Let's see. Moving on from both of our starting guards is a risky play. And this would just be to try and keep... I think I'd rather keep Saldiveri and move on from Adonai Mitchell. Personally. Because if we're already moving on from Kosmi, I'm not really trying to do too much of a shakeup. I want to keep it to... Yeah, I cohesion is very important in this game. So if we're moving on from one of our starting offensive linemen, I'd rather it just be one offensive lineman we're moving on from. One of our starting offensive linemen we're moving on from. So yeah, if it's gonna be Kosmi, I'd rather delay that Saldiveri move by 1 year. I'm not even sure we'd get much for him. 31-year-old in his contract season. So yeah, I think we'll just say goodbye to Adonai Mitchell, and that's okay. Let's go here. We got 3 mil left in space. So yeah, I'll probably leave it right there, actually. Cool. And we can just move on to 5th-year extensions. Winford Jones, 22 mil. Ruben Whiteside, 22 mil. Yeah, this is interesting. All right. They're both pretty good. Having to pay both of them 22 mil is the interesting part, because where is that money opening up for us next year? It would be... So these two, right? Or, sorry, actually, Shipley we're gonna have to pay too. Reed Locklear, we're gonna have to pay. God knows what he's gonna command. Shipley, Whiteside is one that we're thinking on, and Winford Jones is one that we're thinking on. We say goodbye to Saldiveri. Scruggs is going to be a starter and looking for a new contract. We might want to wrap him up this season if possible and get him a new deal. Jacoby Barr will come off the books. Kendre Miller's probably going to come off the books. Ruben Delgado will be looking for a contract. Artie Farfan. We could probably let him walk. There's some guys that we could probably let walk. But we may have to make some shifts next year if we pay both of these guys. Oh, I don't know. That's toughy. I think Winford Jones. Winford Jones has no trade market right now. And he's coming off a very serious injury, torn ACL. Um, hmm. So I'm not sure. He might be somebody that we trade mid-season, possibly. Shipley. We do have a couple of D tackles wrapped up till next year, so Shipley is possibly one that we move on from via trade. His cap cost right now is 12 mil. Is he in his 5th year? He might be. What could we get from the Chargers for Shipley? We give up a 4th, we get back a 2nd and a 4th. Okay, so it's just Shipley for a 2nd. And then we're going forward with Jones and Stern at D tackle. I do wonder if Winfred Jones, what does he weigh in at? Where's weight? 260? No, he has to play at the end. 277. Still a D end. 276 D end. So that was an interesting decision to make there. We probably could re-up on some assets on the D line, but moving Shipley gives us one less guy to have to worry about paying next year because he's going to be looking for a contract. Getting a 2nd rounder back. What has he done for us here? He had a really good first season. He's D tackle. You're not expected to get sacks necessarily. But there's always some. We draft those guys pretty well. We would probably have to hammer. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. What would Houston give us? 1st and a 6th. Okay. And then like Baltimore 1st and a 5th. Yeah, I like the Chargers offer the best. Let's do it. A 2nd and a 4th. Okay. That gives us 15 mil after that. 15 mil, and that gives us the ability to like re-sign some guys now. So then we consider like we can't do it with Reed right now. Um, yeah, I think one thing that we can do. I don't think we give what are we paying Caleb Bryant right now? Caleb Bryant is getting paid. Wow. Yeah, he's a 40 mil cap hit. Winford Jones won't be that, but yeah, I'm thinking Winford Jones is going to be traded, so I don't think we should give him that 5th year. And then Ruben Whiteside. Do we give him that 1 year just so we don't have to... There's just going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of guys due up in 2033. So we're going to have to re-sign Reed. Probably trade Winfred. Re-sign Ruben. Let Nick go. Probably re-sign Stan. Re-sign Brock. Kicker, punter, or whatever. All these guys, whatever. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and Stan. Yeah. Ruben is definitely a prime candidate for the 5th year option. Ah, that's tough, man. I'll extend Ruben. Yep, I'll extend Ruben. And then we'll figure out, I think with, yeah, we have an embarrassment of riches here at DN, so I think Winfred's probably a trade candidate for us because we have 1 more year of control with Alan Rodgers. Okay. Are we able to re-sign guys right now? No. Yeah, I guess we'll like see what happens with the draft, and once we get our full team in the room, we can kind of make some decisions on who we're gonna re-sign or like, re-sign early and whatnot. So okay. There we go. So looking ahead to the draft real quick, we do have there's really no good draft pick list here other than going to your trades. We do have a decent amount of picks here. We don't pick until the second round. We get 2/3, 3/4, a fifth, and a sixth. So definitely, you know, a decent amount of picks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 picks. So we'll see what we can do with that. And then 2034. Yeah, we're stacking second rounders here in the next couple of years. Yeah, I think that's pretty good for now. This is a look at our pre-draft roster here. So we are definitely gonna have to get after, I mean, probably we've attacked guard pretty tough, but there's maybe a late round pick at offensive line somewhere in there. Probably a receiver pick, even though I just continue to strike out there. And then defensively, we'll have to add some depth to the defensive line again, maybe one pick or two. Possibly linebacker, and then corner is going to need, we need to get better at corner. That honestly might be one of the first picks that we make as a corner, if there's a good one available in the second round. Corner is like probably our number one need, getting a number 2 guy in there. So all right, cool. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will catch you in the next episode where we hit the 2032 draft. Thanks for watching. Peace.